Hey guys, SwSh here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to another episode of MetroMania. For those who aren't aware, MetroMania is an ongoing 16 Pokemon metronome-only double battle tournament to determine the MetroMania Champion, and this season has been all about fighting-type Pokemon in the Isle of Armor. If you're a fan of MetroMania already and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button. Let's get this episode to 1,000 likes if we can. Hit subscribe if you're new so you never miss an episode, and of course, share this video with a friend. And don't forget, as always, use code ACE to save yourself some money on G Fuel! Today I'm drinking the wondrous Bahama Mama. It's very lovely, very coconutty, very pineapple-y, very orangey. Oh! Code ACE gets your money off. That's all you need to know. Now the quarterfinals are well underway. Last week was quarterfinal 1, so you know what that means. Yes, you can do maths. It's quarterfinal 2. So, before we get into any battles, brackets time.
On the last episode of Metromania, we secured our first semi-finalist in the form of Toxicroak as it defeated Grapploct in a very, I would call it an upset victory. Toxicroak was a bit rocky at first, but managed to pull it out of the bag in the second and third rounds, getting its place in the semi-finals. Of course, it's going to need an opponent in the semi-finals, and is it going to be Hitmontop, or is it going to be Lucario? Let's find out. So here we go, Hitmontop versus Lucario Metromania Season 9, Quarterfinal 2 is underway. This is going to be some exciting stuff right now. These two are kind of heavy favorites. There's a lot of Lucario fans in the audience. There's a lot of Hitmontop fans. So it's going to be interesting to see which of these ends up going through to face Toxicroak in the semi-finals. We have Shiny Lucario starting things off for its team. The Lucario team slightly faster. Starting off with Present onto the shiny Hitmontop there for just a little slither of damage. And now it's over to the regular Lucario, who is going to follow up with a Weather Ball for a little bit of chip damage as well. Let's see how much chip damage this does indeed. It's going to land. They're doubling in on the shiny Hitmontop there. They're trying to take out one early, so then the other has to suffer at the hands of two opponents. Here we see shiny Hitmontop, who's going for Dual Chop, which is a Dragon-type move. But unfortunately for Hitmontop, Steel's one of them types, mate, that resists Dragon, so it's not very effective, but it did a decent chunk of chip damage over those two hits. And now regular Hitmontop is going to go for Scale Shot, which I believe is another Dragon-type move. So it's going to be 2 hits. Just 2 hits? There we go, just 2 hits. Yeah, it's Dragon-type, basically Dragon-type Fury Attack. And down goes its defense one stage, and up goes its speed, though. Very, very interesting move right there, is it not? Is it not? Are you not entertained? Here we see Hitmontop starting things off for its team now that it got that speed boost with an Air Slash, which will be neutral on the shiny Lucario there. Possibly could flinch it, though. Doesn't flinch it. Shiny Lucario is ready and raring for action, and it's going to go for a quick attack, which, you know, just, again, a little bit of chip damage there. Oh, a decent chunk of chip damage there on that regular Hitmontop. Remember, it has got its defense at -1, though. We see Bolt Strike coming out from the regular Lucario there onto which of the Hitmontop? Onto the shiny. They were attacking first turn for a good chunk of damage there, bringing it down to just 48 hit points left. And now it's over to shiny Hitmontop to try and fire back with sheer cold avoided by Lucario. That would have been a one-hit knockout. So very lucky for Lucario that they got the 70% side of that 30% accuracy. Here we see regular Hitmontop going to go for Power Split. Interesting play there. Not too sure how that's meant to help Hitmontop, but sure, why not? And now regular Lucario is going to respond, and it's responding with Stockpile, going to increase its defense and special defense by 1 stage as it goes through this battle. That's going to help it out no end, I'm sure, especially with it being a steel type. Like, increasing the defenses on a steel type is only a good thing. Here we see shiny Lucario, though, who's going to go for Bug Buzz, which, wait, will it not be very effective? Bug onto Fighting, I believe is not very effective. I was correct. Man, that's one of the type matchup things that I forget more often than not. Which one is one that you forget? Let me know in the comments below. Zing Zap, though, from shiny Hitmontop, as everybody in the comments goes, I know all of the type matchups and I never forget them. Well, bully for you, my dude. Here we see regular Hitmontop, though, gearing up, ready to go. What's on its mind? It's going for Zen Headbutt, which will be neutral on Lucario, because, you know, Steel resists Psychic, because, you know, tinfoil hats and all that. And obviously Fighting is weak, so it makes it neutral in the end. Here's Acid! 100 to 1! Beautiful reference there. If you got that reference, let me know in the comments below. From shiny Lucario onto both Hitmontop there, but didn't get any special defense drops. Unfortunately, Lucario, regular Lucario, going for Venoshock, which is going to do a little cheeky bit of damage there to shiny Hitmontop, putting it down to 14 HP. It's in the danger zone. What's it going to do with potentially its last move of the game? Go for Parting Shot. Going to reduce the attack and special attack of that regular Lucario there, so it can't hit quite as hard going forward in the battle. This really, really could go anybody's direction. Lucario seems to have a little bit of an advantage in terms of HP, but I think we're pretty evenly matched here. We see Fire Fang coming out from the regular Hitmontop there onto... Oh, super effective damage, of course, onto Shiny Lucario there. And now the Lucario team are going to respond. What they're going to respond with, Laser Focus onto... It's a guaranteed critical hit next turn. That's what that is. Remember that? Remember I didn't know what Laser Focus did? Back in the day. Here's Shiny Lucario with an Ice Beam onto which of the Hitmontop there? Onto the Shiny Hitmontop there, knocking it right out. Now that's a worry for regular Hitmontop, because we know that if regular Lucario uses an attacking move next turn, we know it's going to crit. So it kind of depends on whatever regular Lucario does this turn, unless Hitmontop can take it out first. Hitmontop is going to go for Ember. How much damage they're going to do? It's super effective on that regular Lucario, but it's Ember, so it's not quite enough. Doesn't get the burn either. Over to Lucario, so if this is an attacking move, it's going to be a crit. Here's a Dragon Claw, so it's going to be a critical hit Dragon Claw on a -1 defense Hitmontop, and it's enough to take it down. Lucario has taken the first fall. Hitmontop concedes, and now Hitmontop has an uphill battle if it wants to go through and be Toxicroak's opponent in the semi-finals. So Hitmontop needs to rethink its game plan. Lucario needs to keep doing what it's doing. There's the Intimidate once again, dropping the attack of each of the Lucario there. So great having that. It's a good thing for Hitmontop. Gives it a slight advantage starting out, certainly from a defensive point of view. Here we see Shiny Lucario, though, is going to start things off during this battle. It's going to go for Venom Drench, but that's going to fail. So now it's over to regular Lucario to try and make up for that hiccup there. And it's going to go for Icicle Spear. How many hits is it going to get from Icicle Spear? We got one. We're guaranteed to get two. There's the second one. Are we going to get a third? We are getting a third. How about a fourth in there, Lucario? You got it in your just 3 hits. Just 3 hits from the Icicle Spear there. Now it's over to regular Hitmontop to start this round off for its team, and it's going to go for Torment. Great play there. So that means that regular Lucario will be unable to use Metronome every other turn, which means every other turn it's going to struggle. Shiny Hitmontop is going to fire off a Poison Tail. Doesn't affect the Steel-type Lucario, so Lucario getting a little bit lucky there, but we know it's going to struggle next turn. Shiny Lucario is going to have to put in all the work right now, because look how little damage Struggle does to Hitmontop, and then it does 25% of Lucario's max HP and recoil damage. That's why Struggle is so dangerous in Metromania. Here we see Stomping Tantrum from Shiny Lucario. It's going to do some damage. It's going to do some chip damage there. It's actually a decent chunk. You know what? Sometimes I underestimate these Pokemon. That was a fair bit of damage. We see Worry Seed from Shiny Hitmontop going to change the ability of regular Lucario from, I believe, Steadfast. Yep, there we go. Into Insomnia, which means that it won't be able to fall asleep. So no resting for that Lucario for certain. Here we see Skill Swap from Hitmontop, from the regular Hitmontop. That's a bad idea there. That was a very bad move. So Hitmontop now has Justified, but it means that Shiny Lucario has Intimidate. So Hitmontop just lowered its own and its partner's attack by swapping Intimidate. That was a very foolish maneuver right there, and that could cost Hitmontop its place in the semi-finals. It's going to be an uphill battle for Hitmontop now. Although, I guess we could argue Encore's going to fail there from Shiny Lucario. Regular Lucario, though, is going to go for String Shot and lower the speed of both the opposing Hitmontop. I was going to say, maybe this makes it a bit more even now, because everybody is at -1 attack because of the Intimidate at the start of the battle, and now the Intimidate from the Lucario side. So maybe it makes things a bit more even. Who knows? I just think it wasn't a wise move by Hitmontop. We see Psycho Cut from Shiny Hitmontop onto Shiny Lucario there for a small bit of damage. A little insignificant bit of damage there. Not a great deal, but it's chipped away at the full health of that to Shiny Lucario. Here's a Psybeam from regular Hitmontop onto regular Lucario for barely any damage at all there. But of course, Lucario's special defense, to be fair, Lucario's special defense isn't that high. It's Hitmontop who has the most special defense in this battle at 110. We see the Struggle dealing more damage to regular Lucario than it does to Shiny Hitmontop. Shiny Lucario is going to follow up, though, and go for Dazzling Gleam, which will be super effective on both Hitmontop there. Doesn't quite take down Shiny Hitmontop. I spoke too soon. Shiny Hitmontop living on a single hit point. We see Coil coming out from regular Hitmontop, which means it's going to increase its attack, its defense, and its accuracy, so its attack is back up to +1. And its defense is... no, sorry. Its attack is up to regular. Its defense is +1. And its accuracy is +1. We see Wing Attack from Shiny Hitmontop onto regular Lucario there for a bit of chip damage. But you're living on 1 hit point. Oh, it's looking dangerous for the Hitmontop team. They could be knocked out. They could be going to a Pride round in the 3rd round. We see Shiny Lucario, who's going to go for Flare Blitz. That's got to be a knockout right there. Who's it on? It's on the regular Hitmontop. It's not enough to take it down because of, I assume because of the attack drop. Does get the burn on Hitmontop though, so Hitmontop's time on the field is numbered. Lucario probably senses blood in the water. It's going for Quiver Dance, going to increase its speed, its defense, special defense, and its special attack by 1 stage apiece. Yep, by 1 stage apiece there. Now, this is looking very bad for the Hitmontop team. Here is Shiny Hitmontop, who's going to go for Pain Split. What a play! And on the Lucario with more health. That was a fantastic play. That was amazing. That was a big brain play right there. And now we see regular Hitmontop. How's it going to follow up? Going to go for Fiery Dance, which will be super effective on which of the Lucario there? On the Shiny Lucario, huge damage, not quite enough to take it down, and of course it's going to succumb to the burn soon, but wow, the Hitmontop team with a flurry, that could be a last-ditch effort, but they've certainly evened things up quite a bit. We see struggle from the regular Lucario there, barely, obviously it would have knocked out Shiny Hitmontop if it had 1 HP left, but now it's gone, knocks itself out with the recoil damage. This thing has turned all of a sudden in a heartbeat, in a single turn, Hitmontop has saved itself. Here's a Flame Wheel from Lucario onto which of the Hitmontop, onto the regular. It's not enough to take it down, so it is going to get to move before that burn knocks it out. What's it going to do? Going to go for Grassy Glide. That will be resisted by Shiny Lucario. It's not quite enough to take it down. This is getting real close right now. Shiny Hitmontop, what's it going to do? Going to go for Dragon Breath. That might be it. That might be enough to secure it to a 3rd round. Shiny Lucario goes down, and Hitmontop, don't count them out. They are still in this battle. They have proven they can beat Lucario. My word, the clutch play with that Pain Split, that was incredible. Great plays by this team. The Pain Split and the Fiery Dance, that was wonderful stuff. We see the Intimidate starting off, dropping the Lucario team down to -1 attack apiece. Now the battle can begin. Holy moly, which way is this going to go? You've got Lucario with its Steel type and all the resistances, but then you have Hitmontop with just pure gusto. Here we see Peck from the regular Lucario, sorry, Shiny Lucario onto regular Hitmontop, I should say, doing a decent chunk of damage for a Peck, definitely considered. We see Flash Cannon. Oh, that's out of Lucario's playbook right there. So same type attack bonus on that Flash Cannon. Huge damage to regular Hitmontop there, already struggling in this battle. What's it going to respond with? Going to go for Lunge. That's not going to be very effective at all there on the regular Lucario. Barely any damage at all, but does get another attack drop. So that regular Lucario is now -2 attack. Its attack is basically halved. We see Shadow Bone from Shiny Hitmontop here onto the Shiny Lucario. Shades of Marowak there. Well, Shades of Alolan Marowak, we should say. Wow, which way is this going? We're going to see the Lucario team start off the next turn first. Regular Lucario is primed and ready to go for Dive. It's going to hide underwater, so it can't be damaged this turn. Not a bad play at all, and guaranteed to deal some damage next turn. We see Shiny Lucario. What's on its mind? It's going to go for Bind. Is it going to land? It is going to land, which means that's going to deal damage to Shiny Hitmontop at the end of each turn. So it may not look like a lot of damage right now, but it's slowly but surely going to wear away that Shiny Hitmontop, who's going to go for Tackle as a follow-up there onto the Lucario that is above water, or above ground. Barely any damage, though. And now over to regular Hitmontop to try and follow up, try and capitalize. Going to go for Fly. It's going to hide up in the air. Now, if that's the Hitmontop that the Dive is aiming for, that's the smartest play we've seen all day. Well, actually, we've seen that Pain Split, so we can't really say that. But there's the bind damage on Shiny Hitmontop. I'm really interested to see which Pokemon regular Lucario goes for. It goes for the Hitmontop that is not up in the sky. So, unfortunately, Hitmontop did not avoid taking the dive damage. We see Shiny Lucario going for Muddy Water. That will be avoided by the Hitmontop that's up in the sky. But the Hitmontop that's down on the ground does have to take it. So there's the Muddy Water. Will they get the accuracy drop? They don't get the accuracy drop. That's good for the Hitmontop team. Here is the Fly from Hitmontop for a good chunk of damage there on regular Lucario. And now Shiny Hitmontop is looking to follow with Mist. Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, it's a bit anticlimactic, isn't it? All that action was building up, and then we got Mist. It happens, though. There's some more bind damage on that Hitmontop, on the shiny there, and now it's looking very, very promising for Lucario. I mean, we never count anyone out in Metromania. We've seen battles turn around in a heartbeat, but certainly it's looking good for the Lucario team right now. We see Bone Rush from shiny Lucario onto the shiny Hitmontop there. We get the 1 hit and the 2 hit there. Absolutely lovely. Putting it in the danger zone. Regular Lucario is looking to fire off as well with a dynamic punch. Is it going to land? It's 50% accuracy. It is going to land. Huge damage to regular Hitmontop, and of course the confusion that comes with it. That's the payoff. My word. Shiny Hitmontop, what's on its mind here? Shiny Hitmontop is going to go for Overheat onto... That's going to be super effective on the shiny Lucario there. Brings it very close to death. Brings it down into the danger zone. Of course, it's going to suffer that special attack drop by 2 stages is the shiny Hitmontop. Regular Hitmontop here. The Hitmontop are looking a little bit sluggish here. Now they're in the danger zone because, of course, your movement slows when your health is low, apparently. Let's pretend it's that. There's the bind damage. Both Hitmontop in the danger zone, as is shiny Lucario. Regular Lucario sitting pretty. What's it going to do? Right now, it's going to go for Lava Plume. Oh my god. Okay. Lava Plume's going to hit everybody on the field, takes everybody down, and secures itself a place in the semi-finals. Down goes its partner. Down goes regular Hitmontop, and down goes shiny Hitmontop. Lucario has done it. It's going to be facing Toxicroak in the semi-finals. This is going to be an amazing battle, and I can't wait for it. Let's take a look at the brackets real quick. So let's have a look how they're looking right now. We got Toxicroak versus Lucario. Next week, we find out semi-finalist 3 as Mienshao takes on Sirfetch'd.
So that'll do it for another episode of Metromania. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to support the channel like the beautiful people down there do, pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainerLiam. And to save money on G Fuel, use code ACE. Don't clap into the mic, Liam. Until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.